During his visit to England, Gandhiji attended many meetings that were organized to honor him. The students of France organized a reception for the spiritual ambassador of India. They welcomed him as one bringing light to the exploitation-blinded West and acting as a healing balm to the war-weary Europe. In his reply, Gandhiji addressed them as friends and fellow students. Since I visited France as a student to see the exhibition at Paris in 1890, I have learned something of the traditions of your country and of the teachings of Rousseau and Victor Hugo. Now, on my entering upon my mission, my very difficult mission in India, it heartens me to find a welcome from you. He expounded the message of non-violence to the youth. He explained that non-violence was no weapon of the weak, but of the strongest, that strength was not mere strength of muscle. To a non-violent man, strength of muscle is not necessary, but a strong heart is an absolute necessity. To kill and to be killed in fighting an enemy are acts of bravery, but to stand the blows of your adversaries and not to retaliate is a greater form of bravery. That is precisely what India has been training herself for. In one of his speeches, he brought out the relation between education and non-violence. He said, "Real education consists not in packing the brain with facts and figures, not in passing examinations by reading numerous books, but in developing character. I can say that if you explore the possibilities of non-violence, you will find that without character, it will prove a profitless study. In a movement such as we are conducting in India, we need the intellectual sympathy of the whole world." Scores of letters came to Gandhiji daily from all parts of Britain and the continent, welcoming him and expressing sympathy for his mission. Old friends who knew him years ago as a young student turned up to see him, and all the English friends, including civil servants, made a point of renewing the friendship. Even celebrities who had heard about him were eager to meet him in person. Perhaps few would believe that when Gandhiji was told that Mr. Charlie Chaplin would like to see him, he innocently asked who that distinguished person was. But as soon as he was told that Mr. Chaplin came from the people and lived for the people, and that he had made millions laugh, he agreed to meet him. Chaplin had evidently heard of Gandhiji's spinning wheel, and the very first question he asked was why Gandhiji was against machinery. The question delighted Gandhiji, who explained to him in detail why the 6 months' unemployment of the whole peasant population of India made it important for him to restore them. Gandhiji said, "In cloth and food, every nation should be self-contained. We were self-contained and want to be so again." There were requests from various women's organizations for an address by Gandhiji, and he addressed the Women's India Council in Morley College Hall. At this meeting, Gandhiji took the opportunity of correcting various notions about the women of India. He presented a vivid picture of the heroic part they played during the freedom struggle. No hindrances have been placed in the way of their entering public life. For several years, when our organizations were declared illegal and those in charge of them put into prison, it was the women who came to the forefront and filled the jails. He then went on to describe how they came out of their homes in one mass and showed an awakening which was miraculous. They took part in processions, defied the law, and bore the lathi blows without raising a little finger. It was not learned women like Sarojini Naidu, but hundreds of unlettered women who had borne lathi blows to the head, bleeding profusely whilst standing unflinchingly, ordering their companions not to move. About Indian independence, Gandhiji made his point of view clear at many a meeting. "I am not here to beg for independence, but I have come as a result of last year's suffering. There is no such thing as a gift of independence from one nation to another. I am here to testify that we shall continue the process of self-sacrifice until at last no Britisher will want to remain in India as a ruler." At the Federal Structure Committee of the Round Table Conference, Gandhiji spoke about his dream of independent India. "If I want freedom for my country, I do not want that freedom in order that I may exploit any other race upon earth or any single individual." Thus, Gandhiji, along with all the other freedom fighters, persuaded the British rulers to give India her legitimate independence, which, in his words, was her birthright. The dream of independence was accomplished by his inimitable method of unwavering non-violence and non-cooperation.